In December of 2023, the world would be changed forever. Oh, and Reveltech announced we would be getting Attack on Titan figures. My live reaction to this was insane. Yeah, I was just getting into action figure collecting, and I was just learning about how import figures worked and how they were making characters of people I actually wanted and they weren't shitty. I eventually did see this announcement about a month later, and man, was I so hyped seeing those promos. I was actively excited for the final episode of Attack on Titan, so I knew I would need this guy. All that was left was for me to pre-order him, and yeah, back then, seeing a figure for that price before shipping was insane to me. No way a figure could be worth this much. I was used to spending $35 for a Goku figure I found at Target, maybe $50 on Amazon for a really good one that came with a lot of extra accessories. Nowadays, I'll spend $180 for a figure I know is going to piss me off. I don't care anymore. Back then, I just couldn't justify spending that much on one figure, so I skipped out. However, as I bought more and more figures that were around that price and even more expensive than Eren, I kept going back to it and almost pre-ordering him, but never hitting that place order button. Fast forward to March of 2025 and Eren finally dropped, and man, he was so sick. Look at these crazy poses you could put him in. He's one-to-one with the show. The detailing is amazing. One thing was clear after I watched almost every review out there. I needed this figure. There was a tiny issue with that though. He was sold out everywhere. I mean, he wasn't impossible to get. You could definitely find him for retail the week he released, but there was a reason I didn't purchase him during the release week. The pre-order bonus. Pre-order bonuses on an action figure is a whole separate issue that I'll talk about another time, but to give you my quick opinion on them, I don't like them. Figma and especially Reveltech are really guilty of doing this. And I think Reveltech is especially bad when it comes to this because if you're over here in America like I am, then you need to pre-order the figure through websites like Hobby Genki or Nin Games. It's one thing if the bonus is an effect piece to recreate a specific pose or image. Like yeah, I prefer that with the figure itself, but I'm okay with missing out on it. That's not what they did with Eren though. If you pre-ordered Eren, you get an exclusive yelling phase. Was there literally nothing else they could have used as a pre-order bonus? It's stupid, and I hate that they do it, but pre-ordering it was the only way to get it without having to pay scalper prices. Thankfully, in the same week he released, Kyoto announced he would be getting a reprint set to release in September of this year, and if you pre-ordered, you'd get the exclusive phase. I wasn't gonna make the same mistake again, and I instantly pre-ordered the reissue. I was okay with waiting if it meant I was gonna get everything at retail price. Now, you might be wondering why I'm talking about the Eren Amazing Yamaguchi when the title is not that. And that's a good question. Well, when Eren was announced, he wasn't the only character revealed. They also said we'd get an armored and female Titan, and in October of 2024, we'd receive our first promos of them. And the news that both would be released in July of 2025. After missing out on Eren, I was not going to do the same for these two and made sure to pre-order them. Surprisingly, the armored Titan released on July 5th, which was pretty unexpected since I think most people assumed he would release at the end of the month, but I guess they're saving that for the female Titan. Yeah, he's finally here in my possession, and we got to review him. What else did I get it for? To play with? Hell no. I'm a grown man. We use the word posing. Let's start off with the box. I don't know how I haven't mentioned it yet, but this is my first Amazing Yamaguchi, which means the Armored Titan gets the honor to claim my Reveltech virginity. Also, there will be major spoilers for Attack on Titan, so sorry if you haven't seen it. Anyways, the box design feels very modern. It's sleek, minimalistic, the glossy texture on the front, and promo pics make this feel premium, with the back showing you everything this figure comes with and a shit ton of possible poses. It does everything a box should. I don't like it. This is just so basic and lacks no character. It's especially heartbreaking when you look at the original boxes and see how good those looked. Those look like they had effort put into them. I mean, the new boxes get the job done, but still, I would like a little more going on than just gray. I don't need them to go back to the original box designs, just something more fun to look at than this. If you think I'm complaining too much about a box, just wait till we get to the accessories. We're not here for the box though, at least I hope you're not. We're here for that figure, and yeah, holding this in hand for the first time, this is peak. With the Eren Reveltech, it's not surprising it came out so good. It's basically a naked human body with long hair. If they somehow messed that up, I'd be concerned for the Reveltech employees' well-being. With the Armored Titan though, he's way more detailed. His insides are showing, his skin is a lot rougher and more textured, and they captured that look perfectly. It's a very premium feeling and looking figure, and it better be for that price. He's bulkier to emphasize his tanky build, and all his muscles are sculpted in. I especially love how they did the multiple box things he's got going on his back. Even his butt cheeks got that premium sculpting. I'd be impressed with this detailing on a statue, but this is an articulated figure. It's amazing. I literally have nothing to complain about when it comes to the aesthetics. Now, is the look to a figure the most important thing about it? To some, it definitely can be. To some, it's that articulation, and to some, it's the accessories the figures come with. I hope you don't fall into that last one. Yeah, this guy comes with almost nothing. We got 3 pairs of hands, a yelling faceplate, a extra wrist peg, and a stand. Speaking about the stand specifically, it's awesome. I'm used to Tamashii stands being Tamashii stands, so I was really impressed with the quality of this stand. I honestly wish they sold them separately. The extra wrist peg is also appreciated, since that's usually the part of the figure you'll be changing out the most and is most likely to break. But these 2 are extra accessories you don't need to enjoy the figure. That comes down to the faceplates and hands, and well, that's where you run into the main issue. There's barely any. To be honest, I don't know what else you could add in terms of extra hands and faces for him, since he doesn't really change his main appearance throughout the series, and is only ever there to fight. Thank God they showed us what they could include. The pre-order bonus faceplate. I don't like it. The face looks great and is perfect for Reiner, since he emits steam from his mouth when he's the armored titan. It's a perfect extra face, so why lock it behind a pre-order bonus? People are going to buy this figure regardless. It's Attack on Titan, and I highly doubt there's anyone who's unsure on whether or not they want to buy this figure, but is going to be persuaded when they see a bonus faceplate. Like, no. It's such a dumb practice that I hate, and if they're going to include one, why can't it be something that more diehard fans can enjoy, since those are the people who are going to pre-order the figure anyways. Something like a half-broken faceplate, since Reiner is getting the shit kicked out of him in almost every fight, or the fucking gun that he tries to shoot himself with. Something else. This doesn't feel like a bonus. This feels like something they could have easily included with the figure, but instead they took it out so they can entice you to pre-order. Well, I guess it worked, since like half the reason I pre-ordered this was so I can get the faceplate, which means I'm part of the problem. When it comes to the hands, I don't really have much to say. I mean, I could say that we need more, but realistically, what other hands could he need? I'm not saying there weren't options, but his selection comes with the bare necessities, which is fine. He comes with the default 2 fists, 2 open hands, 2 grasping hands, and 2 holding something hands. I have no idea why these hands are included, not even the back of the box showed you what to do with them, but I'd rather have more options than less, so it's fine. We just have to use our imaginations now. The accessories are serviceable and have what you need, but I can't help but feel a little let down. Looking at other figures around this price and even other amazing Yamaguchi figures, they offer more than enough accessories. Hell, sometimes all they include is accessories. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because this is somehow more accessories than what Aaron came with. While the amount of accessories don't always ruin a figure's value for me personally, what can easily ruin a figure is the articulation. I mean, that's the reason you buy one. And there's a reason why people get insanely hyped when their favorite series is announced to be getting an amazing Yamaguchi line. You see, all these major figure companies have their shtick. Hot Toys are known for being hyper-realistic and detailed 1/6 scaled figures. SH Figuarts are known for some of the best 1/12 scaled anime figures. And McFarlane is known for being dog shit. Every company's got their own personality. And if Amazing Yamaguchi is known for one thing, it's the articulation. They will sometimes sacrifice the character's look and build if it means more articulation. So how does Reiner compare? Starting off with the head, and it gets the range expected out of any figure with a ball peg. He looks down almost all the way, especially when combined with that neck joint. You can also make him look left, right, and backwards, which is amazing. The only issue is trying to make him look up. He doesn't look up much, and when he does, his chin is poking out a lot, which looks unnatural. If you use the neck joint, you can make him look up higher a decent bit, but you get an ugly amount of gappage. His arms are interesting. We get the typical bicep swivel, which feels really stiff, but that could just be my copy. There's also rotation at the elbow, which is new to me, and the wrists have the typical movement expected out of a peg design. The only issues with these is the single jointed arms, as they only go up to 90 degrees, which would make me upset if it weren't for these shoulders and chest. I have seen these chest flaps, or whatever you call them, on a lot of amazing Yamaguchi figures, and they've always intrigued me, and using them in person, I can confidently say that they're peak. Combining them with the shoulder allows this figure to cross his arms flawlessly. I don't think I own a figure that can get this crazy range in his arms. The arms going back also go crazy. Like, look at this, dude. Next up is the ab crunch, and my god dude, how is this possible? The upper diaphragm allows you to get an insane amount of crunch forward and a decent crunch back, and you can twist left and right, and he rotates really well. The upper diaphragm alone is enough to get this figure into some deep dynamic poses, but combining it with the waist joint makes any pose you can imagine possible. He can basically bend over 90 degrees. The upper body is already deserving of me glazing this figure for the rest of my life, but combined with the legs, how? Just how? This figure is blowing my mind. Starting at the top, and to be honest, this is the only part that may disappoint some people, because this figure cannot do the splits. Honestly, I don't really have an issue with that though. The thigh swivel also feels a little tight, though that's really only an issue on the left leg, as the right one moves fine. Also, be careful with these pieces sticking out. There's a chance that they'll get caught on the crotch piece. The crotch piece is thankfully made out of this softer material, which means it won't scratch or ruin it, but oftentimes while posing this figure, it get caught up in it and I have to readjust it. The knees are double jointed, which is perfect, but combining the double jointed knees with the calf allows his foot to touch his ass cheeks. Absolutely beautiful. Speaking of the calf joint, you can rock it forward and them back and just get a little bit of rotation. Not a lot, but it's there. And finally, the feet can move up and down, but don't get much tilt left or right, and they have a toe joint. I will say the feet look a bit off when looking at them to the side because the amount of gappage there is. It makes him look like he's wearing really big shoes. When I bought this figure, I expected the articulation to be phenomenal, but actually holding it in my hand and using it, I can confidently say that this blew my expectations out of the water. Literally any pose I want Rhino to hit, he can. It takes a good couple of minutes to learn how each part works together, but once you get over that beginner's curve, this figure truly becomes peak. Even if another company were to make an Armor Titan figure, I literally couldn't think of a single thing they could do to top this. However, there's one more reason why someone won't buy a figure I haven't mentioned yet. A reason that seems so minuscule, but might be the most important to all of us. The scale. Reiner is not 1/12 scaled. If he was, I don't think this figure would fit in my room. For him to be properly 1/12 scaled, he need to be like 10 times bigger. He stands at slightly taller than 6 inches, which is honestly perfect. He'll be slightly taller than all my figures since I mainly collect 1/12 scaled figures, but he'll still fit in and not look out of place. If the scale really bothers you, you can just imagine this as an alternative universe of Attack on Titan, where instead of transforming into giants with supernatural abilities, they instead just get naked and their guts are somehow showing. And that's the Amazing Yamaguchi Armored Titan. And as my first Amazing Yamaguchi figure, I can confidently say that I fucking love this figure. I know I complained a bit earlier about some practices I don't love, but they don't ruin this figure at all. I mean, I'll never truly accept the pre-order bonus faceplate thing, I just wish I would stop, but even if I didn't have this faceplate, I would still love this figure so much. It's just so detailed, and the fact that I can make him hit almost any pose I can think of is just great. This figure makes me so excited for future releases in this line, and honestly, at the moment, this figure is already a top contender for one of the best figures of the year. Now, this figure takes some time to get used to, which is common for an Amazing Yamaguchi figure from what I heard, since all the articulation points can be a bit overwhelming. Me loving this figure could have something to do with the fact that Attack on Titan is one of my favorite shows ever. I usually don't rewatch shows, but I've seen Attack on Titan like 4 different times. So you could say I have a little bit of a bias toward this figure, and you're right. I never knew I needed this figure in my life, and you know what? He gets special privileges. He's not going on the shelf. He'll be one of the few I tuck in at night. Nighty night right now.